Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And let's get to the motherfucking monies. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth, the Balking Den. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and we've been just as hot as after the break as we were before the break, as we're coming off a 3-1 day, but once again, we're 0-0 today, and that's all that matters. Today, guys, is Tuesday, so we have some ribeyes with Mike to hold you over on your hitting props, as well as the pitchers I'm going to talk about. So enough small talk, and let's get to the money. But I'm going to give you the heads up who are in here just like I got it. Right now, I'm waiting on lineups, obviously. Normally we are, and we'll get through the breakdowns. But I got Jose Barrios over 4.5 right now sitting in my fucking cart. And if the lineup hits, guys, well, we're going. I'm going to tell you that I'm betting it. But I'm waiting for that lineup, and I expect it to come out before we get to him. But either which way, I'm waiting on him, and I think you should have it loaded up as well. On this show, guys, we will talk opening lines of pitching props as well as the closing K prop lines 30 minutes prior to the show going live. So if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. First guy on the board, Paul Skeens versus the Cardinals, striking people out at a 35% clip while walking people just 5% of the time. Opened them up last night at a 7.5 minus 138 on FanDuel. Morning line was 7.5 plus 105 on DraftKings. Now the best line available is minus 112 to that 7.5, and that's over on FanDuel. Pitching outs is 17.5 minus 210 juice to the over, whereas earned runs are at a 1.5 minus 125 juice to the under. The lineup is out. It was the projected lineup. It is 5 lefties and 4 righties. Skeens gets the Cardinals for the second time this year. And who over the last 20 days are not walking, striking out 22% of the time while being middle of the pack in isolated power. And when we run those numbers up to the numbers when he faced them back on June 11th, we almost have the same numbers. As they were walking, striking out 22% of the time, and a middle of the pack ISO. So other than they were actually walking back then, they're the same exact numbers that Skeens seen, and he went out there, went 6 innings, and had 8 strikeouts. We cashed him that day. As Skeens is a fucking dog. We know this. But through his games, guys, he's had his monster games versus team with bad zone contact. And when we look at this projected lineup, which is the lineup, this actually favors the batters as it is 4-5 in favor of the Cardinals batters in zone contact. Either way, guys, when we looked at it, his bad games, or the ones where he barely catches, has been 5-4 in favor of Paul Skeens. He's only had one other matchup this year where it hasn't favored him, and that was the San Francisco Giants. It was 3-6 in favor of the Giants. That guy had 3 strikeouts this year. So the end of the day, guys, I just had to let Skeens be. Skeens is not a guy you want to bet an under on, but if there's a day he didn't hit his over, it would be today, as the 4 guys who are bad in zone contact, 3 of them are in the 7, 8, 9 hole. They moved Goldschmidt out of the 4 hole. The dude's in the 7 hole. He has been that bad this year. And yeah, they ended up taking 2 people out of the lineup that were in the lineup the last time he faced them. The last time he faced them, it was 5-4 zone contact favor of Skeens. Today it's 4-5. So at the end of the day, guys, it's just an easy stay off for me, as he's over or nothing type of guy. And if this was the game he didn't hit, I get it. It's been zone contact, guys. This guy stays in the zone. He attacks the zone. And yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to let him be. Now, he is at 93 innings pitched this year, and that's between the minors and majors. And the most innings he's ever pitched in his life was 122 innings with LSU last season. So we don't even really got to look at Skeens being capped until 150. So they may start to skip a start here and there now and then, but I don't expect him to limit him in the game, guys. So expect him to go his normal, usual 60, 90 to 6 innings, 90 to 100 pitches type deal today. And Orioles, Yankees. Damn it. We're close to getting that Rays lineup, fellas. And we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend. And it's a beautiful day to have this show on, guys, because we got Jose Berrios and Chris Sale on the same day. Just the 2 most profitable pitchers I've bet over the last 2 years, with Jose Berrios being a cool number 1. And he gets the Rays. He's striking people out this year at a whopping 18%. Not walking people, though, just 6.5% of the time. They opened him up 4.5, minus 155 on DraftKings. Morning line was 4.5, minus 135 on DraftKings. And the best line is still 4.5, minus 135. But that's on BetMGM, and it's all the way up to minus 160 on DraftKings. So this line has been fluctuating. I have been watching it. I almost got in this morning, but I says, you know what? I'll wait. If I got to end up paying juice on a guy that I hit over 85% with on the last 2 years, I think I'll fucking pay some juice then. So let's get into it. Projected lineup: 5 lefties, 4 righties. His pitching out 17.5, minus 160 juice to the over, whereas earned runs are at a 2.5, minus 160 juice to the under. Berrios gets the Rays, guys, who over the last 20 days, as we had a 5-day break, guys, so that's why I go back 20 right now. They're walking at a good clip, but like I said, this man doesn't walk people, and they are striking out 25% of their at bats, and that's with a bottom 8 isolated power. And it's actually worse than this, guys, as since Yandy Diaz went to the IL, they lost one of their elite guys at putting the ball in play and have been gettable. As just in the past 5 days, I've cashed Rodon and Cole versus these Rays. And wouldn't have think to play them, guys, if Diaz was in the lineup, as this lineup is a drastic 180 without him in it. Kind of like that old pedophile Wander Franco, guys. This team was just different without Wander Franco in it. This team is different when it loses one of their top 3 bats. They only got like 3 solid bats in this lineup, guys. And this is that one dude who's elite across the board, bro. And anything you look at. And yeah, he ain't there. So let's get into it, guys. I tell you, let's go see who they seen. But like we said, it don't matter who they seen, what they've done, guys, is I've had the key with Berrios now for quite a few years. And like I said, he's been my most profitable pitcher to bet on, guys, whether it's under or over or his outs. I've cashed him at an 85% clip. And we run this projected lineup for chase contact, guys. We have what looks to be a monster day on our hands today, as we have 6 guys who are at least 2% worse than league average when it comes to chase contact, with 3 guys who are elite. Those 3 guys who are elite are striking out to Berrios at a 28% clip and 35% of their at bats. So past history says fire. The key is there. So yeah, as always, guys, I do want to see the lineups before I fire, even though I'm seeing at the time it was minus 135 on FanDuel up to 155. I just said, you know what? You need to wait, Sharpie. You've hit this guy at an 85% clip over the last 2 years. If I got to pay minus 150 for that, so fucking what, guys? I'll pay the juice if I have to, guys, as it is what it is. It's Jose Berrios versus a team with 2/3 of the lineup that are bad in chase contact, and the 3 guys who aren't are striking out to him 28% of the time in a 35% clip. Like I said, guys, this team couldn't take the hit of Wander Franco last year, they cannot miss a bat like Yanni Diaz, guys. Like, they're just not built to be missing the top pieces of their lineup, guys. So waiting for the lineups as always, and I expect the lineups to come out during the show, guys, and maybe even we're into the next thing we're going to do. And it's not talk Chris fucking Sale, though we will get to him, as it is Chris fucking Sale Day. It is also Ribeyes with Mike Day, guys. And if you don't know, you should know, guys. It's the guy who made betting ribeyes famous. Some people know him as Mike M. Some people know him as Pimp Slap. I know him as the last Megalodon living, and I seen the shit on the Discovery Channel.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
What up, my guy? How you been, bro?
Doing a great job summering, my friend. I'm doing my best job here if I can summer. You know, I'm trying to enjoy the sun. I'm trying to do all the odds and ends you have to do with the yard work stuff, and I'm trying to get that cash, my guy. Trying to stack it high and let it fly.
Man, I like the yard work stuff. I've been looking at these 0-turn lawnmowers, bro, because we got so much lawn, and like they pay this dude so much money. I'm like, bro, I could be making $300 every freaking 10 days just to go do this at my own house. All right, like why the fuck wouldn't I? So yeah, I'm actually looking to get me a badass lawnmower, bro. I want me a sick one. So
a little 0-turn action. I got a little push mower to get some exercise, but man, the carburetor has been on the fritz, so I've been wearing gasoline the last 2 days trying to fuck around with it, which sucks, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, bro. It's part of life, though. But baseball, bro, we're in the thick of things. We're already 60% past the season. Today's a good day to be a Phillies fan, as JT Realmuto came back last night. Means we could start looking to bet Wheeler again, and we'll talk Wheeler later too. But it's just a good day to talk baseball.
You know, I said this, they say the dog days of the summer, man. I believe it's the summer to remember because we have been dominating the board across all facets of sports betting. You know, we had the little all-star break. Who knew I became an MLS capper? We went on a hell of a run there. We got some UFC continues to reign down supreme. It's been good stuff, man. But we got to get this ribeye cash today here. You know, I did not get my ribeye yesterday, so I'm hungry. I want that red meat. I'm ready to take it out of the bookie. I'm going to start with smacking him in the face here and see if we can't make this thing happen for us. So I got a 4-pack today, Sharpie.
Let's get to it.
Man, I'll tell you what. I didn't like hearing what you had to say there about Barrios in this Toronto spot. That definitely leaves me perplexed here. But I'll look at this card today. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a great card to make some money. I hate when people say, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm going to lie to you guys here. I'm going to tell you where my cash gets involved with here. And I do feel like this is a dog card. Maybe I'll be crazy. You know, Chris Sale Day, we understand that, and I certainly can support that. But I'm going to stay away from where I think are some of these pitfalls that, frankly, I just don't want to overexpose myself. So, I certainly don't want to underexpose myself either. But that's a whole different story. And let's go. Let's talk about which game we want to talk about first. Let me roll these guys down the pike. Let's go to this Cubs game. I gave this one out earlier today. Here's the little trap fest out there. We see this number has been ping-ponging between 8.5s and 9s, 8s, 9s on the total. It's all over the place, and it's all over a place strictly as a reflection of the wind. This is a big under spot, I believe, for this Cubs game out there. Right now it shows 8.1. It's going to be going kind of out to right. It's going to switch over to out to left. Second half of the game, it's going to be coming in pretty much right down the dick. But it's all good for me because I'm looking at this game, and I was trying to figure out, well, who do I want to attack here? And I love some Colin Rea, but kind of feel like he's going to be the vulnerable piece tonight. We got a little Ian Happ action. You know, he's in the 4-hole. We love that right off the gate. Doesn't have a ton of success. He's a switch hitter, goes both ways, 6 at-bats, 1 hit only against this Colin Rea type of situation out there. And to me, that's got to go. He's got to go figure this thing out. He's got to be able to step up. And I do believe when it comes to the Cubs, maybe you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know, like, hey, we're making some money in these spots here. And the Cubs are one of those teams. There's about 6 of them that I feel do roll things in batches. When they get hot, they are hotter than a pistol. And when they get cold, it's like it's like Girl Scouts hanging on a sleepover. Everyone's got the same thing happening at the same time. So We're not trying to get into that situation. Tyone's a 3.10 ERA. We got Reyes at a 3.77, and I do believe he is the vulnerable piece here. Give me some Ian Happ. And, when I was looking at some numbers for Ian Happ, particularly here, let me see if I can't pull this back up.
What'd you get him at?
What
Plus
a great
money?
time. Well, yeah,
Obviously plus, but
what a great time for everything just to shut down and restart on me, Sharpie. Bear with me.
bro, that happens, my guy. That it is what it is. But
He's popping off at 175 right now. 175. And talk about bunches. His last ribeye out there, July 20th there. He's ready. He's over. He's extended. He's excited about this position to make things happen. And he does go in batches. He'll go 2 or 3 cold. Then he starts firing. He's back in this lineup as well. Kind of got some rest under the belt for him. And I think it's a meaningful situation here. When you look at kind of his last performance, you look at these numbers out there, you want to look at Rhea by the numbers specifically here. Let me see if I can't pull this back up here. For some reason, I'm laggy. I'm glitchy. I'm doing all the things that we don't want to do today when we're trying to make that money. But a 235 specifically out there against a righty, this Cubs lineup, they're not outstanding, but they're all right around middle of the road, around 250s, 230s against this righty situation. And, Colin Rhea, I think, is definitely one of those candidates. I've been saying this with the Brewers. I think they're due for regression, Sharpie. Maybe I'm a little crazy when it starts to isolate teams versus the actual overall players and the Jimmies and the Joes, but you got a team that went out there leading Major League Baseball in grand slams over that pocket of about a 10-day span. More grand slams than the rest of Major League Baseball combined in that stretch. Lots of
it might be combined over the last 2 years, bro. How many they freaking hit, bro? Like, geez, that was wild.
Yep. And, so I see that in the comments there. Yeah, Ricky Bobby gets it last night. This is where the bunches start popping back up. Now we got a spot where this Milwaukee Brewers team, you know what? They probably should have, maybe they could have won half of those games that they go out there and they smash those grand slams, but their run totals got bloated. All their numbers got bloated. Everything got kind of the false front, I guess I'll say out there, the false flag where you're looking at this Brewers team and you're going, wow, they're killing it. But it was really one lucky swing of the bat over a stretch of games that I don't think is sustainable. And I do want to get into me some fade this Brewers team position. Now, I don't know if that's the place today, but I do want to get some Ian Happ. I do want to get him in that first or second time through the order because second half of this game, I believe the wind comes barreling down across the dick, and it's going to be a stiff breeze that second half of the game for lower scoring. But started off with some Ian Happ. I'll take him at plus 175. Let's see if we can't get that good money in our back pockets. And we'll see if we keep moving on down the line. Let's go over to this Oakland game here. I'm going to bounce around just a little bit because my shit is fucked at this point. But, man, I'm looking at Houston and Oakland. I see Bido and Boss. I see some totals on the climb, 8.5s to 9s. I don't know that we get there. I think that's another little false front there. I think we see a potential lower scoring game, but you can't argue with what's going on with this Oakland team right now. They're winning. I don't know how. I don't know why. 18-3 against the Phillies, 13-3 against the Angels, 8-2 again against the Angels. They lost to the Angels, but they still scored 5 runs, and then they shut out this Houston Astros team. Houston probably comes back to smack that ass this game here. We see it 9 times out of 10. The team that gets shut out pukes up a shit ton of runs that following game. It's the law of averages. You give me a 4.5 run team and you give me a 0, the next game they got to score 8 just to maintain that 4.5. So I do like some Astros bats, but I'm going to go to the plus money. I got to go to Andar. Plus 255 for this guy out there. And, we'd be talking about him much more if it wasn't for mired seasons of injuries. His rookie season was in 2018. He's now pacing the amount of games he played in that stint. He was a young Yankee recruit. Yankees love them bats. They do a great job finding them, and then they just kind of harvest them like an organ in South America. That being said, though, we look out there, 29. This guy's trying to figure his shit out. He's playing better than he has all season. He's got a 303 batting average, 379. He's on the uptick his last 7 days, coupled with the fact that this fucking Angels or this Athletics team is smashing the ball right now. Tons of great dudes in front of him as well to make things happen. Max Schumann, I believe is how you say it. There's a guy that's sitting out there with basic scoring. He's on base potential, which means that we can take an opportunity for Andahar to round them bases out there. I want to try to get to this. Let me see if I can.
Andujar is one of the few good contact hitting guys they have on that team. One of the guys when we're doing K props, where if you're going lineup by lineup, he's the one guy you're like, you freaking prick. But you can get him sometimes, but no. But usually on Oakland, you can get some guys. You can get your check marks. He's one of the guys. Him and Toro are two elite contact hitting guys.
And even as of late, you look at some of these other guys that are on this lineup for this Oakland team. They're certainly not afraid to go out there and make some contact. We see Butler. He's been certainly on the uptick as of late. JJ's a guy that can get it done as a lefty out there. And I just want to pick on Bloss in this case here. Especially against lefties. He is suspect. Why do I talk about that when Andujar's a righty? Because Lawrence Butler, there he is, a 257 against righties right in front of this guy. We get him on base. We knock this down in the first at bat. If not, we roll all the way back through for the second time in the order. There's that Max Schumann sitting down there in the 9-hole with a 271 batting average against righties with 177 at bats. 48 hits, 4 home runs, and 16 ribeyes. This lineup for Oakland is going to give some fits to this Houston team out there. They are doing a great job against right-handed pitchers all the way down the line. The only guy that's really the suspect, Seth Brown and Zach Eloff, and both those guys can turn it on at any given time. So I do expect some runs in this game. I think that total's moving. I wouldn't be surprised to see Oakland sneak this one out, albeit I haven't gotten there across the finish line. But I do want to get that plus 255 with some Miguel. Give me a little Miguel action in my life here, man.
And Duhar.
Absolutely. And I mentioned Schumann on there. Guy's got hits in his last 5 games. So the bottom of the order should be able to get on base, rounding that second time at bat, where we see Bloss getting a little tired, a little more vulnerable. And then all of a sudden we start Lawrence Butler, that lefty comes back out there where we see Bloss is struggling. And then Miguel comes in there, drives us home. I expect to buy the second time around. I would even think if you could prop that thing, it'd be a good spot, I think, to take a prop bet and try to say, okay, let's see if we can do it that second go round at it. Sharpie, let's keep it rolling, man. I got 2 more spots for you guys, and I think there's just some sneaky spots on the card today. I wanted to go to some Juan Soto. Man, you're going to have to stay tuned to pregame and later today when we break that game down, because I don't necessarily believe we're going to see the onslaught of runs that everybody else expects in this game here. Yesterday, and we saw some of these overs for the Yankees. Okay. I don't know about today. I had to get off of that one. Look at the prices for some of these guys. Juan Soto sitting at plus 190 and more across the board. But I did go to the Reds game. I'm going to take a look at this Chris Sale day out there. Maybe playing Russian roulette, and the gun is fully loaded. But that being said, I'll still pull the trigger. I got to go to some Ellie De La Cruz. I know it's Chris Sale day. I got it. But Ellie De La Cruz, man, this is risk reward. He's priced at plus 320. Now, some factors that go into this game for me. I've been hearing about weather.
Terrible.
Is it going to happen? If it doesn't happen, that's okay. I look at Ellie De La Cruz. I see he's a 242 out there against lefties. And where does Chris Sale struggle? I mean, struggle being a loose term. He's a 208 against righties. He's a 171 against lefties. So Johnny India's in front of him. We got a nice leadoff nice popper the other day with Johnny India. He's a 308. This lineup also gets some contact against Chris Sale. 308, 242, 223. I'm sorry, righties. Righty-lefty combos. 252s, 232s, 238s, 309s. These guys aren't afraid to go out there and get it done. I don't know how many times we're going to see Chris Sale just go out there and shove. Maybe we see it quite a bit. There's only 2 guys on this team that have 500s. 2 at-bats, 1 hits are Spencer Steele and Tyler Stevenson. But 320? Ellie De La Cruz got 10 hits in his last 10 games. He is seeing the ball well. He's been feeling good since his all-star tout and nod. And I don't expect that to change. Even if it's just him that goes yardstick on 1 errand ball, we're still going to try to cash. Plus 320 is a home run prop number, not an RBI prop number. So not for the weak at heart. We're getting priced at that point because of, I think, 2 things, weather and it's sale day. We all know what happens in those spots.
No, I'm going to tell you why you're getting it at that price. It's De La Cruz versus a lefty. Minor leagues, all through the minors, struck out 60% or more to left-handed pitching, and since being in the majors, he struck out 50% or more to left-handed pitching. So the guy swing and miss, but like you said, he's swinging for the fences, is hence the reason why he strikes out. And when you're playing with humidity and you're playing in Atlanta, the way this fucker swings, if he makes contact, it's going over. Now, I hope it's a single shot. And I hope he strikes out 2 more times the other times that he faces him as well. But no, the guy swings for vengeance, and he does struggle versus lefties, and the books know that. So they did bake that in there.
He is a 242 against lefties, which is middle of the pack for this Cincinnati team, but 128 at-bats, 31 hits. He leads the team in home runs against lefties, which is definitely going to be problematic for the Cincinnati Reds team as a whole today. I wouldn't be upset if anybody wanted to go out there and take Atlanta -1.5 and the under in this game. But I think, again, with this price point, you got guys that are seeing the ball well. And despite averages, they're just that. They're averages. That doesn't mean that somebody can't come out there and pop the needle any given time and, exploit that vulnerable soft bank. Now, Chris Sale, you know what you're getting in for by taking this game. We're talking about weather. We're talking about high K rates against lefties. We're talking about a team that doesn't do very well in these positions, but at +320, I'm willing to take that stab. I'm going to move on down to Kansas City. How about some Kansas City Royals action today in our lives? Why the fuck not? Why not us? Why can't we have a good time in this Arizona Royals mash off here? I expect to see the ball flying all over the place in this game. 90 degrees out there. It's going to be around 50% humidity. It's prime conditions for hitting. Alec Marsh on that Arizona side. Only one guy, Eugenio Suarez, has seen him back in his Seattle days, if I'm not mistaken. Nobody's got any hits on this guy. Nobody's seen him at all in Alec Marsh. Flip side, over on the Kansas City side, everybody, well, not everybody, but a good chunk of dudes have success against Jordan Montgomery, the lefty with a 6.44 ERA. Who are the guys that do? Garcia. There's Bobby Witt Jr. in the 2 spot, the righty. What do we know about righties in those 2 spots, especially against a guy like what we're seeing here with Jordan Montgomery? He's hitting 344 is Bobby Witt. He's second on the team to Freddie Furman. Good old Freddie Furman, not related to Mark Furman as far as I can tell, but at a 3.70 in the 7 spot. I kind of was looking at that as well, but I got to go back to Vinny P. Give me Pasquantino, the lefty. We look at this now, Jordan Montgomery, lefty versus lefty matchup. That's been good to me this year, despite Jordan Montgomery's 227. I do believe this is that course correction year where we see a lot of these averages where guys have played phenomenal, starting to regress a little, and we know that Montgomery is a 338 out there against righties. 2 guys in front of him, including Bobby Witt, who, by the way, for an RBI is priced at like -105. Bag over my head, kick me in the dick. I'm not taking a -105, but I will take the Vinny Pasquantino at a 257 +145, right in the spot we want. And one of the things I've noticed this year from a trend perspective too, the 3-hole has been gobbling up runs out there for us, knocking them in. Used to be the 4 spot last year. For some reason this year, that 2 and 3 position have been as live as can be. At 145, some Vinny P. Got to make that on my card out there. That's going to bring us home. We got Andahar at +255. We got Ian Happ at +175. We got Vinny P at 145. And I got to go with that big bomb, Ellie De La Cruz at +320.
Something I went to go look at, I was like, oh, to go with the De La Cruz as he does bat in the 2-hole. India is one of their better hitters or whatnot, but Espanola is the one great contact hitter, the one guy that I got that can give freaking him problems today. And that's in the 9-hole, and that rolls right around into an RBI spot. So, I mean, runs don't correlate to strikeouts just because somebody's on an RBI and I like a guy's K-prop and blah, 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 blah. There's a reason why it's baked into there, guys. But at +320, that's a home run prop. That's kind of stupid, bro. Like, because if he does make contact in this humidity, it's going. It is what it is. I've been on an under 4.5 one time in Atlanta. Had 20 fucking runs in 5 innings. So I'm now live freaking 3 hours from there. I know what humidity really is. It blows. It fucking blows.
You know, would it surprise you at any given time to see that he's got to get himself out of a jam, Chris Sale? I mean, we know he can do it.
It's all the time.
He's going to maximize the count that he has in front of him. He don't give a shit if he has to sit there and face 15 pitches and load up the count and keep going at it, because he's that confident and he's that in control of the way that his ball's going out there, and he knows what he wants to do. He's got great chemistry with his catchers as well, and no doubt about what he can make things happen. But would it surprise you to see, as you mentioned, Espinal, India on base, and they're on first and third, and all of a sudden here comes Ellie. He gets a little, maybe it's even a sac fly to drive in that guy from third. And there's our 320 RBI. That's it. And then, Atlanta goes on and wins.
Does a drop third strike runner score count as an RBI?
Sure, let's go.
I don't know. I'm just asking because I'll take it.
So
All
I, like
right,
it. I think we got some great prices on the card today, Sharpie. I'm excited as always about the opportunity to get these ribeyes. And man, I appreciate you spending some time with me today. I love coming on here and talking up the hitting props here. Today's my favorite day. I get in there and just kind of, we got a full card. We got minimized travel for these baseball spots, and it's the best conditions to go out there. It's Taco Tuesday, but we're going to make it Ribeye Tuesday today, my guy. Let's go.
Man, Ribeye Tuesday, whatever you want it to be, bro. It's sale motherfucking day and Barrios Day, bro. It's crazy that they're both happening on the same day. They're my two most profitable pitchers in the last 2 years. I'm ready to make some fucking money today. So yeah, let these fine people know what you got going on, where they can find you as always.
Oh, shout out to you guys in the chat. I see all you guys up in there. AOD, Ricky Bobby up in the house. Let's go, you guys. Know the deal. Brahma B, Deer Slayer Ski, Gerardo Hernandez, Rob McMahon. You guys migrate on over to Sports Money. We're going to go live tonight at 6 p.m. We got a new guest coming on to talk some baseball for you guys. I think we've got a 6-pack of games to share with you guys, multiple spots within those games. So we'll get ourselves, I'm sure we'll get to 10 plays for the day. That's our sweet spot. 10 plays. We crack that bat. We make that money. We've been doing well. We had a big day yesterday, coming back at it, trying to run it back up, and hope to build everybody's bankroll. So follow me over there, Sports Money, YouTube. I'll see you guys at 6 p.m., man. Appreciate you, Sharpie. Thanks, my guy.
Thank you.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
Yeah, so we're back, fellas. We already talked 2 pitchers. I'm literally rechecking my phone, making sure that the lineup ain't come out because I'm waiting for that Rays lineup, and I know it's going to come out. So let's get on to it, guys. Let's talk Chris Sale versus the Reds, striking people out this year 32.5% of the time, while walking 5.5%. Morning line is 8+ -120 on FanDuel. We're the best line available to that 7.5 is now -140, still at FanDuel. Pitching outs are not available, which is telling us a sign. And his earned runs are at a 1.5 -135 juice to the under. Projected lineup is 9 righties and no lefties. Like you've been hearing all day, you know it's a great day when we got Barrios and Sale on the same day. And I don't plan on stop betting these guys now, unless it's Mother Nature, guys. And that's what it's looked like we're getting into this with this game. As 7:30 this morning, it didn't look good. And as of 9:30, it had actually gotten worse. When I did check, though, before this started, it's still showing technically. Let me check it right now because let's just be real and be honest and see if we can get in. As it has been showing, it's going to be a 50% thunderstorm to a 30% thunderstorm once the game starts. So, yeah, right now it's 42% all the way till 11 o'clock tonight. 7 p.m. is game time. Okay, is it doable? This is where it's like we've got to play weatherman. I'm not a weatherman, but when it shows me 42%, it tells me that I don't want to get in, as there is not even a half an inch of rain, but it's the chance that the showers can come, and I know what thunderstorms are. I was telling you, I live out here. So at the end of the day, guys, I hope they push this back or that Mother Nature gets pushed back. I went through and looked at this. There's multiple ways I like to attack with Chris Sale. It's pretty simple, though. You can go through whiff like I did, go batter by batter, and you could just run strictly whiff, and that works. Or even if they don't whiff at his pitch mix, you could then go look at, okay, does this team take, which is zone swing percentage, or do they take first pitch? As Chris Sale is 4% better than league average when it comes to being in the zone, and he's the best starter in baseball at 7% better than league average when it comes to first pitch strikes. When it's first pitch strikes, in this projected lineup, we have 9 guys, obviously. We have a kid. We have one guy with less than 130 at-bats, so I really didn't count him towards anything. We have 4 and 4 when it comes to guys that swing at pitches inside the zone. No favor which there. Guys who swing at first pitch, we've got 6 guys. We only got 3 guys who take first pitch, guys. So if we're going to look at just that shows, well, these guys are going to butcherly just swing. Well, the guys who swing at the first pitch and who swing in the zone, There's only one guy out of them who are really good at zone contact. So at the end of this day, guys, there's only one guy I've got marked down for a 0 for a strikeout. If Chris Sale goes today a full 6 innings, which they're not giving us his innings, which is telling us that's a sign of the rain, guys, that he's probably not going today, which is fine. That's okay. I don't want you to waste Chris Sale day. Why don't I want you to waste Chris Sale day? Because this is the Cincinnati Reds. And at the end of the day, when we take in first pitch swing percentage, zone swing percentage, along with the whiff, I've got this guy for 10 on a bad day, guys. I'll pay the fucking juice. I just got to make sure there's no rain. Now, why do I want to look and see if teams are going to, if they swing in the zone, if they take pitches? Then when you go to the zone contact, who matches up? Because if they take pitches and don't make zone contact, we could fucking get them. And if you go down 0-2, 1-2, or 2-2 to Chris Sale, he is striking you out 51% of the fucking time, no matter who you are. Yeah. And even when he gets to a 3-2 count, he's striking him out 34% of the time, which is 6% higher than what his walk percentage is in that count. The dude is a strike throwing machine, and the whiff is in this lineup, guys. The one guy who's projected not to strike out is in the 9 hole. And there's a chance they may want to put Slater in for him, guys. So, no Mother Nature. Push the game to tomorrow. I will bet Chris Sale over versus this Cincinnati Reds team. But at this moment, I cannot bet it because, yeah, at the end of the day, Mother Nature's real, guys. And if it shows 40, 50% or worse, then I just cannot get involved. And we still don't have the Rays lineup. I just want the Rays lineup. Let's get into Zach Wheeler at the Twins. Striking people out this year 27% of the time while walking people 7.5% of the time. Morning line was 6.5 minus 110 on MGM. Best line available to that 6.5 is plus 118 on FanDuel. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 175 juice to the under, where his earned runs are at a 1.5 minus 145 juice to the over. Projected lineup is 7 lefties and 2 righties. Wheeler gets the Twins, and we could finally bet him again. As meaning JT Realmuto is back from the IL. And guys, without Realmuto, he was just 3-3 to the over with cashing 2 of those by the hook. But with JT, guys, he was the front runner of the National League in the Cy Young. So let's just go see how these Twins have been the last 20 days. As it says, they're one of the best teams in the league when it comes to striking out. They're walking above league average, only striking out 19% of the time with a top 10 isolated power. Well, these numbers are kind of skewed, guys, as they've been hit by the injury bug, as in the last 15 days, where these numbers are in the past 20, they have lost 3 of their good contact non-strikeout guys. And when we look at who they've seen in these good numbers, they ain't seen one person that I said fire on and over, except the one guy I did the other day, which was Freddie fucking Peralta. He went 6 innings with 8 strikeouts, and the numbers said no, just like this. As the only decent pitcher they've seen besides Peralta, guys, in the past 20 days was Hunter Brown, and that lineup said nope to his K-prop, and he got his ass handed to him as he went 6 innings of work, giving up 7 runs, but he did have 6 strikeouts. Now, one of the reasons, guys, it was not a good matchup for Brown, if you've watched the show, I've talked about it. He is not a pitcher. He is a hurler and doesn't trust his stuff when he gets put into hitter counts, and he ends up walking a lot of people. Wheeler, guys, he don't walk people. And like I said, this is a different team now that Correa, Martin, and Farmer have all gone down since these numbers. Now, before I run the whiff percentage, I see if I want his K prop. I kind of just want to go bet Wheeler to record the win, guys. As with JT behind the plate, he was 7-4 to record the win, just straight up. And he lost his first 4 starts. So pretty much he just got on a heater after April 20th with JT behind the plate. But I'm not a guy, guys, who looks to go bets guys to record the win unless I got to fade the guy as well. And really, I don't like fading guys unless it screams at me too. And they've got to be my guys that I'm looking to fade. So Wheeler, guys, is facing a bunch of left-handed pitchers. We have to go see, left-handed hitters. We have to go see how he fares versus them. And lefties do hit him harder, as his batting average against righties is a stupid 1.5. and it goes up to a still solid 2.3 versus lefties. His on-base percentage goes up 100 points versus lefties then to a righty, as well as his slugging damn near doubles from 217 to right-handed batters to a 408 when he sees a lefty. So, guys, if the whiff says yes, guys, I may have to just put this at a half unit play because if it's there, it is there, guys, that he could end up just giving up them butt cheeks today. Yet when we look at his K percentage versus lefties, it's nothing to write home about at just a measly 23% compared to his elite 31.5% versus righties. 23% is like league average, guys. That's not what this dude has been in his career, but it is down. Another thing, guys, I picked up on with the Twins is they are the best fastball hitting team in the league. And yes, they do have some guys out, but it's something that I do have in the back of my head. As Wheeler throws his fastball, sinker, cutter are both forms of a fastball, 70% of the time. So it's going to have to scream for me to bet this today, guys. As I get why all the money's coming into the under. Look at the team who hasn't struck out, but 19% of the time over the last 20 days. You look at Wheeler versus lefties. We got 7 projected lefties. I get it. But then, hell no, I ain't going to fucking bet it, dude. This is not the same freaking team. And if anything, guys, after lineups come out, I am looking to bet the over, as I ran the whiff in this lineup, and I've got 6.5 on a bad day. And he had a solid 2.4 ERA when JT was in. I may look to pull him down to 6 and may look to alt parlay him with that team total under, as I expect this man to come out and shove. I like their bullpen, actually. There's very few bullpens I like. And I just don't know if 7 may be too much. But with this lineup, if they want to move Julian or Wallner anywhere in through the 1 through 6 hole, or if Wheeler gets to see them 3 times, which is, it can happen. This man can go 7 innings, but that's where you would want to bet his outs then before his strikeouts, as he's probably going to have to see Wallner and Julian 3 times. But it's still over or nothing, even though everything's saying under, guys. My math on this says 6.5 on a bad day. Zach Wheeler is an ace, so 6.5 on a bad day is 7. So that's why I'm looking at pulling them down to 6 and 18 total under. But even if I do bet him, it will be a half unit, as like I said, it can be to where he gets his ass pounded to him, as there are 7 lefties in this lineup, and it's not just the strikeout percentage. It is also they hit him better. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. We do this out of our own time. Nobody gives us nothing for it. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe as well. Logan Gilbert versus the Angels, striking people out 25% of the time while walking people 5% on the year. Morning line was 6.5. Why don't I have that written in? Well, the best line is 6.5 minus 145. I have it right here, though. 6.5 plus 106. 6.5 plus 106. It's now minus 145 on DraftKings, guys, to that 6.5. That can't be right. Let me go recheck that, dude. I'm smoking crack if that shit moved like that. Maybe it did. No, it's plus money. It's plus 115. Okay, Sharpie may have smoked a little bit too much, guys. But that's fine. Let's get back into it. Logan Gilbert, guys, 6.5 plus 115. And that's right now on DraftKings and MGM. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 175 juice to the under, whereas earned runs were a 1.5 minus 120 juice to the over. Projected lineup is 7 righties and 2 lefties. Logan Gilbert gets the Angels, who over the past 20 days are walking above league average. Who cares? Because Gilbert walks people just 5% of the time. They're not striking out. We will see about that. And they're the worst team in the league when it comes to isolated power. So let's go see who they've seen in these numbers. As Bryce Miller last night went, 7 innings of no-run ball with just 5 strikeouts, and would have cashed the 4.5s that were out there at the beginning, minus 140. It was like 40 to minus 150, but he did move to a 5.5. But I ended up staying off last night, as it did favor him 5-4 with his key when it came to his lineup. But you'll hear me say I like 2/3 of the lineup all the time. Unless it's a guy that you're like, all right, fuck it. It's Paul Skeens, or it's Spencer. Okay. Those type of guys, just give me 5-4. They seen the A's guys and whip-de-damn do. They had a series with these Mariners, and that's where I bet this man. And he went out there and went 7 innings, gave up no runs, and he had 9 strikeouts. This man being Logan Gilbert. Luis Castillo then seen him 6 innings, no run balls with 5 strikeouts. But Castillo can't strike out a lefty to save his life this year. And then Max Scherzer went 6.2 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, and had 6 punch-outs. Then they seen the A's again. So all in all, guys, the guys who should have cashed have. And everyone I bet on had a quality start, or everyone that I would bet on, every number I just read, they all had a quality start or better. Now, Gilbert did see them 9 days ago. And to me, that falls under a back-to-back. And we have rules on a back-to-back. If they go high, we can look low. If they go low, we can look high. Dang, something stuck in my throat. And, yeah, this man went high. This man went extremely high. He had 9 strikeouts, which is 2.8 more than what he's been averaging over his last 10. And this is why I love baseball, guys, is these guys have report cards that we can just go back and look at. And if they show us a past history that says they can handle a back-to-back, then we can actually then go look to back him, as the past will tell us a story. When I go through his career, guys, there actually is quite a few back-to-backs in the division, like this game is a division game, and never a game where he went crazy in the first. Now, plenty of first high, the first game where he went low, and then the second game he went high, and then he had a game versus Cleveland. And this was when Cleveland was just that team last year, guys. Cleveland didn't strike out to nobody. He went out and had 7 the first game and 6 the second game. I know that sounds like an average day, but versus Cleveland, that's having a monster fucking day. So I actually do lean the over. I cannot bet the under, even though it says if it goes over, go under. And for that reason, I've got to stay off. This guy's key has been money for me. There's 6 guys in this projected lineup that struggle with what this man has produced with. Now, he hasn't shown me he can go back out on a 10-day, 15-day back-to-back. I like 15 days. Anything within 15 days. They're professional hitters. Now, this is a different back-to-back, as there was an all-star break involved and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, he was a 5.5 when I bet him versus the Angels 9 days ago. They're telling us a story, guys. I just can't get there. It's over or nothing, and it's nothing because he had 9 just 9 days ago. Come on, Rays lineup. You bums. Stick out your stupid lineup. Now, guys, just something just came. Oh, the Reds lineup. I was like, oh, did we get it? Espanol Hines. We got Slater, Marte, Fairchild, Stevenson, Steer. Oh, beautiful. Just give us no rain, and I will be on Crocell today. Now, to touch on Crochet, guys, at the Rangers. There is no way I can bet this man in his first start back from the break when he only threw 28 pitches on July 12th and 1 inning in the All-Star game. There is also no outs available on the books. No books is offering his outs, guys, as they don't know how long he's going either. And he is on the trade block, and he's going to be traded, and we are in the last week of the trade deadline, guys. They're not going to push this guy past 75 pitches at most. And if you want to bet a 6.5 on 75 pitches, I'm going to tell you need to go to church this weekend. You need some Jesus in your life, guys, because you're going to be praying and screaming at the damn TV. Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, it is Crochet. It is the Rangers. They are supposedly projecting 3 lefties in this lineup. So no way would I tell you to go bet him under. I'm just telling you guys, just don't fucking bet him at all, guys. At the end of the day, we cannot be betting guys on pitch counts unless it's 1 per inning. We don't know how long he's going. No. Don't do it. If anything, go to Prize Picks, bet his first few inning strikeouts if that's the way you want to attack it. If you want to back him today, back him first 3 inning type deal, guys, because we don't know how long he'll be out there. I suspect 75 pitches max. What happens if he just goes 60? And everybody, what the fuck, man? It ain't worth that shit, brother. Let me tell you. It ain't worth that shit. Right now, guys, I am waiting on lineups for Barrios and Sale. I will tweet them out. Well, we got the lineup for Sale. I'm waiting on Mother Nature for Chris Sale. I realistically want him just to push the game to tomorrow. And the cool thing about Atlanta is they are home. And it's the home team that makes the call on if the game starts on time or gets delayed or when the game starts. Atlanta is not going to waste Chris Sale day. It's one of their best pitchers. It's one of the best pitchers in baseball. So it is what it is till it ain't. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in, guys. Smash that damn like button. Do I think he goes 6 innings? He pitched my who goes six, who do you think goes 6 innings? 242. What time is it? You're talking about do I think Crochet goes 6 innings? Fuck no, I don't think Crochet goes 6 innings. If that's what you're asking. If you're asking about Miller, I mean not Miller, that's freaking Gilbert. Gilbert, what I did notice in his back-to-backs, bro, is he replicated or at least got close to it. Earn runs, hit-wise and stuff. Only one time he got blasted. So he went 7 innings last time he faced him. Their bullpen is ready to go. I mean, did they go into extra innings last night? I thought that they didn't, but let me check. Because if they didn't, then we got to look at Gilbert as they might pull him at 6 innings. So let's just check. Did they play overtime yesterday or extras? Nope. So their bullpen's ready to go. Miller yesterday went 7. He should be good to go 6 to 7. So yeah, I would look at maybe his outs if that's the way you want to look at him. But like I said, back to backs to me, you gotta prove me something, dude. And it is what it is. This might be a place where he goes out and just shuts him down. Like I said, there are 6 guys in this projected lineup that are bad at chase contact. Now, if they put Calhoun in, that makes it 5-4 towards Gilbert. Still favors him, but it wouldn't be something I looked at. Last time they didn't have Calhoun, they put Keston Hira in, and that's who's projected in right now. So it is what it is. I'm looking to back me some Barrios. I'm looking to back me some Sale. And until then, you guys got to enjoy you some Uncle Motherfucking Howdy.